It's now time for the #1 podcast in iHeartRadio. It's Your House is Key, the podcast that opens the door to your dream home. Hosted by the remarkable Dannel Shepard, he's your trusted guide in the world of real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, selling your current one, or simply curious about the market, this podcast is your one-stop shop for all things real estate. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host and my good friend, Dannel Shepard.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Your House is Key podcast, where we unlock the tips and tricks and the secrets to your next home. So today, I got
John Bright. I owner of Lighthouse Services Group, Lighthouse Inspect, and we do home inspections.
And one thing I forgot to say, it is always your favorite realtor, Dannel Shepard. And since I'm your favorite realtor, he's definitely got to be your favorite home inspector, because that's just how we do it. So the point of today, so first of all, thank you for coming.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Oh, man, I wouldn't have it no other way. So the point for today is I want to talk about the importance of home inspection and why. Actually, I got a bunch of questions for you.
Yeah.
And the first one, I definitely want to, you know what? I wrote it down, so we're going to do like they do on the news. All right. What is the purpose of a home inspection, and why should buyers or sellers take it seriously?
Yeah. So most folks out there don't have a comprehensive knowledge of building science, how homes are made, construction, the systems that go together inside a home to make it operate and work properly. A home inspection, the intention of a home inspection is to give you an opportunity to bring someone in who has that overall kind of general knowledge of the home, provide you as much valuable information as possible in a short time frame so that you can make an informed purchase decision on the home you're considering to buy.
So if I hear this right, and I'm going to probably get it through more about this, it sounds like this is a big deal. Home inspections are a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm a home inspector. I haven't always been a home inspector. I would never recommend buying a home without someone going through and looking at it. There's just so many things that little signs that can indicate larger problems that aren't readily visible at the walkthrough with your real estate agent. Or
all right, okay. So let's get going. So the next question I got for you: what are the top red flags you often see during a home inspection, and how should they? Because not every red flag deserves the same type of response.
Yeah.
So how would you respond to certain red flags that you may mention?
Yeah, I love this question because...
Did I stump you?
No, you didn't stump me. I love this question because I always try to make sure our clients are well informed on this. So red flags, I think for most people, when they're considering buying a home, a red flag, they're automatically thinking, how much does that cost me? Okay, so there are plenty. Let me say it this way. 99% of anything we find in a home inspection can be fixed.
Ooh, 99%. So you mean to tell me, and again, if I bring this up, Lois, the price of the home inspection is a great value based off the findings you will find in the inspection itself versus later costs trying to get a repair.
Sure. If a client's working with a qualified real estate agent, that agent is going to be able to help our clients with that negotiation piece.
Correct.
And it all depends on where you're at in the stage, what the market's like, it's buyer market, seller's market, what can hit the negotiation table. What the home inspection is going to give you is a lot of information for you to decide, is this something that, A, I'm going to have the money for the maintenance or the repairs on this place?
Okay.
B, do I have the patience to go through that? Like, do I want something that's ready to go I don't have to worry about for a while?
Okay.
Or am I looking for something I want to come in here and get some elbow grease into it and make it mine? And
it's like sweat equity almost.
Sweat equity.
All right.
So
okay.
Our approach with a home inspection is literally provide you as much information, unbiased, right?
Yep.
Here's a key. Well, and we train our whole team. We have a team of 6 inspectors now. We train our whole team on this. We are there to represent the home.
Not me, it's the buyer.
I'm not representing the buyer. I'm not representing the buyer's agent. I'm not representing the seller. My report, when I publish it, is a representation of the home.
Because you got a license that you have to protect.
Yeah.
This is how you feed your family.
Yeah. So, and I have no goals with that other than to convey what the home is presented in the home inspection.
So there's a level of integrity that must go along with this.
Yeah.
I'm here not just for this one inspection, but for you to call me down the road because the information I provided you, right, is something you can now lean on and trust and call me forever.
That's correct. So a home inspection, it's important to know it's a visual inspection of the property at the time of the inspection.
Yeah.
So the water heater started leaking. It didn't start leaking until the moment it started leaking. So
You didn't show me that in the inspection. Well,
right.
It wasn't leaking.
So we do the best we can visually. It's not a technically exhaustive inspection. If you brought in a roofer, a plumber, an electrician, an HVAC person, all to do technically exhaustive inspections of the home before you purchase it, you're going to spend many thousands of dollars on that. So really what this is a market fit. How can we provide you as much educated information as possible at a cost that makes sense?
Okay.
So
Right.
what I say is the inspection needs to provide you the information you need at a value in time and money that doesn't exceed the value of the information you're getting.
So it's affordable.
Correct.
Oh, man, listen. That's why you don't skip them. It's affordable and you get all this information. So here's the thing. So another question that was raised, are there specific parts of a home you focus on more than others during an inspection? And if so, why?
I don't think I would ever say I focus on one part more than the other. So we approach our inspections very holistically.
All right.
And here's what I'll tell you. When I'm walking out, my guys are walking around the outside of the house. We usually start with the side exterior roof.
And then work your way in.
And then we work our way in.
Okay.
I can walk up to a house and I see on the trim on the corner of the house is starting to come out and separate, get pushed out.
Mm-hmm.
Something's triggering my brain already. Okay, I want to look in the attic for there, but we may have some foundation settlement in this corner because I'm seeing signs of movement. So clues build on each other.
So I had well, I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Just saying that the way our homes are constructed, they are systems inside of systems, and it all works together.
Okay.
So if I said, hey, just come in and look at the attic, I can do that. I can certainly come and just do an attic inspection for you.
Right.
But we may be missing a lot of context and clues in other areas.
Okay. So what's outside of the house, for some reason I'm drawing a blank. It always splits, and that's probably what you were talking about. What is that called? And it normally makes the triangle right there at the foundation, where the house meets the foundation. Is that something as a buyer I will always freak out about? Or if it's on all four corners of the house, then the house settled properly? Like, how do you look at things like that?
I think you're talking about what we call corner pops.
Boom.
Corner pops, we typically see them on brick and masonry homes.
Okay.
And at the corner, you see the corner of the foundation, concrete foundation pops off. You got a big crack there.
Yep.
Typically not a super big concern. They're super common. That corner is bearing so much more load than the rest of that wall going down the side. So it's just about weight bearing on the corner, pops that thing off. Usually a cosmetic concern. You can get a concrete guy to come up and patch it and square it back up for you.
All right. I like that. I like to hear that. Listen, we still got questions, but I just want you to guys, if you're paying attention, this is important. Where I'm sitting, any house I've ever had, I will never go without inspection. First of all, I'm calling this guy because I trust him and I love what you do. And when he says I'm telling you right now, with PDFs, everything else, it's still a 60-page report.
Yeah.
It's still but it's 60 pages of knowledge.
Yeah.
A honey to-do list, or hey, let's walk away because it's not worth it in the long run. So just wanted to let you know that. Again, I'm going to keep harping on it this whole segment. Inspections are important, but let's see what other questions we got.
I just want to jump in on that real quick. So one of our favorite questions we get from clients in a home inspection is, would you buy this house?
Ooh, man, I was going to get there.
And the answer is no, because I'm not looking for a house right now. Yeah, I like the house. Or the answer is no, because I have a wife and 4 children and it's not big enough for my family. The answer is never going to be yes or no, because I'm trying to advise you on what to do. I don't know what your tolerance is, what your budget is, and back to almost everything can be fixed.
Correct.
So our delivery and our report is not an emotional delivery. We're not trying to say, oh man, this is kind of scary. It's just really an objective, unbiased look because, like I said, most stuff can be corrected.
Yeah, that's true. Because even in your report, you even have to tell whether or not a light bulb is something as small as a light bulb is burnt out and need to be replaced.
Yeah, so that's something we have to balance a little bit. We have a lot of real estate agents that partner with us and refer clients our way, which we're super appreciative of. It's really a big part of our business, that relationship with real estate agents in the area. Most of those agents are like, just tell me the big stuff. And but really where I'm at is I'm serving a client who's going to come and move into this home, and I want my report to be a tool they can use even long after the real estate transaction.
Correct.
So we do things where we create summaries in a report where we're trying to highlight, like, here's some of the bigger ticket items that may be more relevant for the real estate transaction.
Right.
But here's all this other stuff that you want to know.
Start in orange and red. Trust me. If there's a lot of orange and red, you got some red.
Yeah, we're telling you the age of the mechanicals in the home. We're telling you, hey, maintenance tips, like you want to get someone up here once a year to seal these nails up on the roof. So we're giving you a lot of information. And one thing we always say is we're not just your home inspector today. If this was a visual assessment, there may be things concealed behind walls and stuff we couldn't see. If you ever open a wall up, if you ever do a renovation, and you're like, hey, I don't know what I'm looking at here, give us a call. We're happy to consult you on it.
Should they call you before they do that, though? Before they knock the wall out?
Nah.
Okay. Make the mess, then call me.
Hopefully they're working with qualified contractors if they're not prepared to do it themselves.
Sorry about that one. All right, so how does the age of the home, so first of all, how does the age of the home impact what you're looking at during an inspection, or does it at all?
It does. And this is a great question. So we're actually working, we provide CE courses for real estate agents in Ohio.
Okay.
And for the last couple years, I've had one course, which is like defects in new home construction. Because a lot of folks are like, oh, new homes are brand new.
Not perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some scary stories with new homes.
This year we have a menu of 12 courses. And one of those courses is what we call defects through the decades. And so if I'm looking at a house from the 50s or 60s, I'm automatically walking in. I'm going to expect, hey, there may be some cloth covered, ungrounded wiring throughout the home. There may be a lot of asbestos products. I'm going to look around ductwork. I'm going to look in the attic. So there are building materials that have evolved throughout the ages that we use in our home. They were the next best thing when they were installed and used, and we've learned more about them since. And a good home inspector is going to know, like, hey, if this house was built in this time frame, there's a few things I'm going to kind of be alert to as I'm walking in.
I'm gonna go off this question from here. So when double taps, yesterday it was fine. Today there's new codes and it's not fine. Why?
That actually is what I would call a more significant issue. Here's the thing: there are a handful of breakers out there. So let's tell the audience what a double. What is a double tap?
What's a double tap?
Yeah, so double tap when you open your electric panel, you have breakers in there. A double tap is where a person, an electrician, a do-it-yourselfer. Somebody has inserted two wires into the lug of that breaker.
What kind? Like hot wires?
So the hot wires go in the breakers. There are double taps on the neutral bus bar. Much less of a concern, but it is still something we call out because it's not allowed.
Okay.
But for very different reasons. In a breaker, if the breaker is not as designed to accept two wires, if it's designed to accept one, as soon as you put two in there, you have made that a weaker connection. And if hot wires get loose, what happens?
Sparks.
Yeah, they get hot. Fires can happen. So we're going to call that out every time. A good home inspector is going to know how to look at the breaker and determine if it's designed for two wires or not. Okay. So not every double tap breaker is a defect. Probably most of them are. The other one is neutral wires going into a bus bar under one lug. All electricians used to wire boxes that way.
Because it was of code, right?
It was never allowed by code, but it was never enforced by local jurisdictions. And most electricians are like, that's a non-issue. I'm not worried about it. For the most part, that's true. The idea is it should be on its own lug because if someone servicing the electrical system needs to be able to isolate the circuit. And when they're connected to other wires, they cannot isolate that circuit. That's pretty technical, but that is an example of a way a good home inspector can come in and kind of moderate the delivery on that.
Okay. All right. So let's see what we have next. What is the biggest misconception people have about home inspections?
That it's a warranty, that it's some kind of insurance policy, or that it's some kind of guarantee.
So you mean I hire you to come out here to look at this, send me a report, tell me what's not an issue, moderate, or major concern,
Yeah.
and you don't warranty anything?
Yeah. So you got to understand the limitations of what we're doing.
Okay.
So
All right.
typically we get a 3-hour window for one person to come in and operate as much systems in the home and visually assess all the systems in the home.
Okay.
What we cannot do is we cannot replicate a family living in a home, taking 300 gallons of water and showers every morning, flushing a bunch of solids and paper and stuff down.
Everybody flush on 3.
What I said earlier, things are fine until the moment they break. Like that happens.
Correct.
We try to educate our clients that home ownership is going to require maintenance and money. That's going to be an ongoing thing. So the best thing you can do is get educated on it for the preventative maintenance.
Okay.
So someone calls me later and says, hey, a bunch of shingles just blew off my roof. What are you going to do about it? And I'm like, well, I'm going to refer you to some good roofers.
It wasn't an issue when we were there.
It's about the economy and the purpose of the inspection. We are there as consultants to help you make a good informed decision as best we can.
But I guarantee the shingles that blew off, if there was an issue, you probably already called out in a report anyway and said, hey, it's not gone today, but FYI, pay close attention to these shingles next time it rains. Or because I believe even after you deliver a report, right, don't you call and go over, or if they have questions like, you break it down?
And we always leave it open too. Like call us anytime.
Yep.
Call us anytime. Most of the time when someone calls us back with some kind of concern, we do show them in the report where we pointed them in that direction.
Page 15.
Yeah. And it says, correct this or this could get worse. And what we find out a lot of times is listen, our clients, they have so much information coming at them when they're going through the home
honeymoon stage is over. No more honeymoon stage.
The lender's throwing a bunch of stuff at them. Their agent's throwing a bunch of stuff at them. They're getting our report.
Hey, I don't throw that much stuff at you.
Yeah,
I hand it to you. I don't throw it.
But so I understand. I understand. That's an overwhelming experience. What we find out a lot is folks didn't really read all the way through that report.
All right. Humans. We're humans. Can you explain what happens when you find, I think we talked about this, when you find a major issue during an inspection, how should the buyer handle that? Ooh, I think I may jump into that one too.
Yeah, it's so
find a major issue.
So let's say there's a large crack that's showing displacement in the foundation. Okay. So first off, what I'm going to tell you is like typically a vertical crack, your concern there is moisture intrusion. It's less of a structural thing, typically, not always. When we see large diagonal cracks or we see horizontal cracks, we're getting good at using laser levels now to actually show you the bow in the wall in a photo. That's a major thing, and not corrected could lead to a lot of significant issues in the home. My immediate recommendation at that point is, hey, you need to get a structural engineer or a qualified foundation contractor out here to tell you what it's going to take to correct this. And now it goes right back to that budget and tolerance conversation, right? And that may be where you come in, because that could be part of the discussion with the seller.
That's to me, having that piece of information and somebody that you trust that's going to deliver the facts, not out for either side, but just hardcore facts with integrity. That's where me, again, your favorite realtor, is coming to say, hey, Mr. Seller, here's the issue that we have. And there's so many ways you can go about it. And it's another segment that I'll cover. But even in that negotiation, it's like, hey, repair it. We need money off. Or Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I think this is not the home for you. And so the fact that we touched on that. So let's say we get to the point and they say, we're going to walk away from this. How do you now release that information over to the seller, or is that just buyers only? What happens after that? Now it's disclosed. They know, they're aware. I know as an agent, we're supposed to, But from your side, what happens after that?
So from our side, for 100% clarity, from our side, we have a contractual agreement with our client for that inspection.
Okay.
And we are not even allowed to share that with the buyer agent unless they give us permission.
That's that email that comes over.
Yeah. So we usually, when we're scheduling, we're saying, hey, are you working with an agent that you would like to receive these reports as well?
Okay.
And they give us their buyer agent's information. That's permission. We never then, like if a listing agent calls us later and says, hey, can you share that report with me, this deal, and we want to use it for this and that, our response is you have to ask that buyer for that.
So once the buyer pay for it, it's the buyer's report.
It's the buyer's report.
Okay. And that is what he's saying is very factual, because even as a realtor, I still have to say, hey, do you mind if I share this page with the seller? Because when you're writing down the ask or the negotiation part about what's going on, here's the fixer repairs, even our contract says only send what you're asking. No longer can you send the 60, 70 pages and be like, hey, here's everything that's going on. No, you send exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah, and we've come a long way to help support that part of the process as well.
Okay.
Our reporting software, when you get that report, our clients and their agents can actually build a repair list right inside of the report that produces a PDF with just the items they want to share.
Oh man, that's nice. I like that. So let's see. When should someone consider getting a specialty inspection beyond the standard one, like mold or radon testing?
If the home inspector is doing a good job, they're going to tell you. Now, I will preface that with, and I never talk bad about competition. I think I have an abundance mindset. I think there's a lot
for everybody.
There's enough for
houses. And plus you don't want everybody either as a client.
Yeah, but I do think there are some inspectors out there who refer a lot more than they should, which then makes it hard to know, like, should I really bring someone in right now or not? Because this whole report looks like it's telling me to do that.
Right.
We do always recommend all repairs be done by a qualified professional.
Always, yeah.
But when we're saying our comments on an item in that report will explicitly say, we recommend further evaluation by a structural engineer, a foundation specialist, an electrician.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I think we covered this, but I want to do it again because it's important. Let's make it clear. What do you say to buyers who want to skip a home inspection to save money? Are they really saving?
They could be. I'm never going to pay a home inspector to inspect a home I'm looking at.
Well, you're licensed yourself.
I'm licensed, but I even going into that before, okay. I had a lot of experience in a lot of trades. I grew up in a family full of tradespeople. I think there are people with high levels of confidence that can evaluate a home for themselves. That's not most people.
Okay.
And for most people, what I would say, listen, at $500 to $600 to get some peace of mind, heading in to know, like, are there any hidden surprises here? Let's face it. The big thing is if we know about it and we can plan around it and it's not disqualified by cost or effort, then that's okay. What's horrible is when you move into a house and all of a sudden, hey, I have this big multi-$1,000 bill because this thing broke.
Because you save $600.
Yeah.
So outside of you and other inspectors and other professionals who grew up in the trade world, it sounds like I'm hearing you saying don't skip an inspection.
It's like asking a car salesman if I should walk. They're going to say, no, you should buy a car. So I don't want it to come across like that. But God's honest truth, the reason I am in the business I'm in is to help people. And I think this is such a valuable piece of the process that's going to give them the information they need to make an informed purchase and even the information they need to manage that home as they move forward.
So as the realtor, if I'm representing you, if you're not a contractor, if you're not an inspector and you haven't, investor, and you haven't done about 4, 5, 6 houses, if you can't, even then, legally and licensed, I will never tell you to skip an inspection. I will always say, here's a list, here's who you call, and it's up to you. Because the thing is, $500-$600 for thousands down the road. I don't want that on my license. I don't think you should. It was an era in real estate where everybody in the world, skipped inspections, and they said 90% of those people regret their purchase because they skipped the time with a professional. Now, let me see. I probably got 2 more questions. Go ahead.
So just one thing to add on that. I think there are instances where, there's such a good opportunity with the home where someone's like, hey, I'm going to buy this no matter what.
Correct.
We do offer a post-purchase inspection.
I like to hear
So
that.
that's an opportunity for a client to say, hey, I knew I was going to buy it no matter what came up, but now I do want to get some more information about the current shape it's in and what are the things I need to prioritize, and we can come in and do that post-purchase as well.
So I'm glad you talked about what you offer, because another question is, do you offer or I don't know if you can answer this part, recommend pre-listing inspections?
Yeah. We do. We offer pre-listing inspections, and we have a number of folks that work with us on those each year. It's a small percentage of what we do overall. Another thing we offer is just a pre-listing consultation.
Okay.
So there's some, hey, if I get a report, now I'm into this gray area on what I need to disclose.
Because it's always disclosed and I know it.
Yeah. So we offer it. There's other trades and stuff that will offer it where we can come through and just give you a list of items that you should probably address before you put the home up.
All right. So I got another one. What is your favorite tool you like to use?
Oh, wow. I'm a little bit of a techie kind of guy. So I love my thermal camera.
Ooh.
Thermal imaging gives us temperature differences and variances. So it helps us find lacking insulation. It helps us find moisture intrusion that's not visually apparent. It helps hotspots in electric. So that's really fun. We offer sewer camera inspections. Our sewer cameras are pretty cool.
It's like surfing.
Yeah, it's very cool. But my favorite one, and I don't get to use it as often because we crawl them in person whenever we can, is I actually built a crawl space inspection robot.
So you don't have to get down there with the
it's not
and raccoons.
Listen, if you have a home inspector that's has a crawl bot because they don't have to get down there, that's not the right reason.
Okay, I'm sorry I asked that wrong.
This is like sometimes you got just the clearances. Right. I'm not going to fit. Even if I could crawl through it, I'm not going to be able to turn around and take photos. So this gives us a little bit more opportunity to give you some view of the house we're not going to see otherwise.
So I'm gonna have to make sure I catch you using that, because I want to see how that seems pretty awesome.
Yeah, his name is Mr. Crawley.
Mr. Crawley, I like that. So, what's the number one piece of advice for homeowners to maintain their property and avoid surprises during inspections?
Well, even just around surprises during inspection, the number one enemy of your home is water.
Okay.
I would say I'm pulling this out of the air, so I'm sure there may be some scientific data on this, but like 85% of the problems in your home start with water. So it comes to, how is the roof handling rainfall? Mm-hmm. Is the gutter system and drainage system working properly? Is the ground drainage and the slope and the grade and everything moving that water away from your home? Because so many of the issues that we end up calling out are from leaking plumbing, leaking drains, rainwater. So anything that looks like, hey, this water, there's some water stuff here, some water stuff there, get that fixed.
Okay. A last question for you. So can I, a buyer, have you come out? Am I allowed to come to the home inspection, walk around with you? And after you answer that, please tell people how they can get in touch with you so that they can also use you as their expert for their home inspection.
Yeah. So we encourage people to be a part of our home inspection process.
All right.
There's a little caveat there. We have a systematic process we're following to gather all those clues in the home that we're talking about. So if I'm there talking with you the entire time, there is greater risk I walk by something and don't see it.
Right.
So our clients find it's best to come towards the end of the inspection period. That's given us a chance to come. So let's say it's a 3-hour period. You come at 2 hours. We're going to engage. I'm going to catch you up on where I'm at, finish up, give you a good long verbal walkthrough at the end.
All right. And again, tell everybody, who are you and how can I get in touch with you?
Yeah. So we are Lighthouse Inspect. That's LITE. Lighthouse Inspect. And you can reach us at lighthouseinspect.com. We have online scheduling
All right.
page there. You can book right on there. Another thing I want to throw out real quick is I created a custom AI model that I'm giving out to buyers and agents, where you can scan the data plates on mechanicals and get the age and expected remaining life on them.
Make sure I get that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
For sure.
So as always, again, I want to thank you for tuning in to Your House is Key podcast. John, I want to appreciate you for coming out, and thank you for the information provided by you and Lighthouse Inspections. Again, it's your favorite realtor, Dannel Shepard, signing off. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Your House is Key with Dannel Shepard. Each week, Dannel dives into essential tips, insider secrets, and expert advice to help you navigate the exciting journey of home ownership and home selling. From understanding market trends and finding the perfect neighborhood, to even securing financing, staging your home, and closing the deal, there's only one guy that gets it done. Dannel Shepard, right here at yourhouseskey.com.